Our dignitaries, eminent resource persons, invitees, delegates, members of the organizing team of Vigyan Bharati and the Wellinkar Institute, Namaskar. Good morning and a warm welcome to the second day of deliberations at the Smart City Conference organized by Vigyan Bharati. Just on the 5th June, we observed the World Environment Day, and a true celebration of it is the conduct of the two-day conference on smart cities, giving us the opportunity to understand this perspective from luminaries, specialists, which has been very enlightening in its own way, sensitizing us about the mammoth of issues associated with it. The inaugural session was very impacting, followed by the technical sessions on physical infrastructure and social infrastructure, which dealt several aspects. This morning, our first session is focused on environmental sustainability. We owe a lot to Mother Earth, and its well-being becomes our responsibility. As said by Mahatma Gandhi ji, Earth provides enough to satisfy every man's needs, but not every man's greed. Development and sustainability ideally should go hand in hand. Today, we have a distinguished team of experts to discuss this matter. To begin with, I invite Dr. Satish Vate to the dais. He'll be chairing this session. So please. Good morning, sir. For a brief introduction of Dr. Vate, he holds master's and doctorate degrees in biochemistry. He is the director at CSIR NERI, an organization committed to excellence in environmental science and engineering and development of sustainable technology for rural, urban, and industrial application. He has handled large number of projects with national and international agencies and organizations like the World Bank, UNDP, and many, many more. He's nominated on various national advisory committees of ministries. His passion for research continues as he is a guide for PhD students, has several publications in international and national journals, has authored several books, has 2 patents to his credit. He is a recipient of prestigious awards like the Vasvik Award in 2013 and ChemCon Award in 2014. Let's welcome him with a round of applause. I now request Shri Rairikar, member of the organizing committee, to felicitate Dr. Vate. Well, the felicitation is organized on behalf of V School. The Give India is a donation platform that allows one to support a cause of their choice from about 200 NGOs that have been scrutinized for transparency and credibility. Vidhayak Sansad is the charity organization which will receive the funds from Give India and use them for the girls studying at the residential tribal schools based in Usgaon, Thane district. I now invite Dr. Shyam Asolikar to the dais. He'll be delivering the keynote address for this session. Dr. Shyam Asulekar holds 2 degrees in chemical engineering. He has his MS and PhD in environmental engineering from Syracuse University and University of Iowa in USA, was the president of Indian Environmental Association during 2003-2005, and is a member of the Dahanu Taluka Environmental Protection Authority. Let's welcome him with a round of applause, and I request Dr. Vate to welcome Dr. Asolikar. Thank you, sir. I now invite Shri Venkatesh Valuri to come on the dais. Shri Valuri holds a BTech in electronics, and an MBA from IIM Ahmedabad, is the founder and the chairman of Valuri Technology Accelerators and Valuri Change Foundation. Valuri Technology Accelerators focuses on building solutions in the areas of energy, water, environment and pollution, sanitation and waste, and healthcare through convergence of multiple high-end domain technologies by partnering with leading global and national organizations. The Valuri Change Foundation primarily focuses on providing group mentoring to corporates and educational institutes. It is also associated in key social work activities. Sri Valuri is associated with various global industries spanning India, Europe, and US. He is the chairman of the board for Ingersoll Rand, assumed leadership roles at General Electric, chairman of the National Committee on Technology on CII, member of the Karnataka Knowledge Commission, has provided leadership on several sustainable and climate change initiatives. The list is too long, but these are some of the most prominent associations of Sri Valuri. I request Dr. Bhatte to felicitate Sri Valuri. Thank you, sir. I now invite Dr. Prasad Modak to come on the dais. Dr. Prasad Modak holds an MTech and received a doctorate on environmental engineering from Asian Institute of Technology, Bangkok. Was a professor at the Center for Environmental Science and Engineering at IIT. He established the Environmental Management Center, EMC, a strategic consulting company in environmental management. Provides services in the area of sustainability to a wide variety of clients, both in India and overseas, and has several firsts to its credit. Dr. Modak has worked as a corporate consultant, has worked with almost all key UN multilateral and bilateral developmental institutions in the world. Prominent among these are the United Nations Environment Programme. He is nominated on various national advisory committees. He has received a number of awards and recognitions, the recipient of the Distinguished Alumni Award of AITAA in 2010 for significant contribution to international affairs. In 2011, was elected by American Association of Environmental Engineers as board certified environmental engineering member for his work in research, teaching, and professional practice. He has established Econnect Knowledge Foundation. I now request Dr. Bhatte to felicitate Dr. Modak. I now invite Ms. Srimati Anita Arjundas. Madam, please come to the dais. Srimati Anita Arjundas, an MBA from BIM India and a Wharton AMP alumnus. She is a managing director and CEO of Mahindra Lifespace Developers Limited, President, Real Estate Sector, Mahindra Group, and member of the Group Executive Board, Chairperson of the FICCI National Real Estate Committee in 2014. She has been named among the 50 most powerful women in business by Fortune India for the past 4 years and has earned the recognition of being the Outstanding Woman CEO of the Year by NDTV Property Awards in 2013. Request all of you, let's welcome Madam with a round of applause. I request Dr. Bhatte to felicitate Srimati Anita Arjundas. Thank you, sir. We have a very eminent panel, and I now request Dr. Vatte to take over the proceedings of this session. Thank you.
मंच पर उपस्थित मेरे दोस्त डॉक्टर श्याम असोलेकर, डॉक्टर प्रसाद मोडक, अभी अभी बने हुए दोस्त वेंकटेश जी और मैडम के बारे में सुनने के बाद मैं उनसे दोस्ती करना चाहूँगा ईशानीता जी और सभागृह में उपस्थित सभी मान्यवर, विज्ञान भारती के सभी सभासद, कल से आप इस सभागृह में उपस्थित होकर इस कार्यक्रम की शोभा बढ़ा रहे हैं और ये एक ऐसा उपक्रम है जिसमें वी फाइंड दैट the thinking had to go perhaps much in advance when there is a need for a smart city development. And we always talk of three paradigms of sustainability where economy, environment, and the society comes into picture, where environment plays a central role because there is an overlap where environment manages everything. And I always believe that environment should always be a forerunner, as environmental viability should be a forerunner to economic viability. Otherwise, the economics, which is short-term gain, will result into a loss totally if it is not sustained environmentally. We are thinking of so many smart cities. और जब हम ये पूरी स्मार्ट सिटीज़ की बात करते हैं, प्लानिंग की बात करते हैं, जब हमारे पूरे बड़े बड़े मेट्रोज आज दिल्ली में, परसों हमारे साथ मंत्री जी थे नागपुर में वर्ल्ड एनवायरनमेंट डे के दिन, और उन्होंने भी जिक्र किया कि दिल्ली में एयर पोल्यूशन की मात्रा बढ़ रही है। हमारे पास ये अभी समस्या है कि हम सिटीज़ डेवलप करेंगे उसको स्मार्ट बनाने के लिए, उसमें अच्छे लोग रहने के लिए, अच्छी सुविधा के लिए, पर्यावरण के ऊपर एक बहुत बड़ी जिम्मेदारी आ जाती है। This year theme is one planet, 700 billions, and we need to have a care for our planet itself. If you look at the total support that we get from the system or the ecosystem service that we have, and if I look at the total sustainability of the environment, that it 5 components of engineering, of environmental engineering, that atmosphere, geosphere, biosphere, hydrosphere, and lithosphere. And unless you bring in a balance in that, because the resources are limited, the renewability is the only one which has to be looked into. And when the renewable resources we talk of, look at the way the carbon footprint goes down. If you look at, yesterday he was talking on consumerism. If you look that you should have the food habits which are towards vegetables, coming from the vegetative mass, you will find that the carbon footprint will go down. Now, bring in cities which are dependent on particular thought process, where only living is not, habitat is not only the concern. Continuation of that habitat to habit yourself into that area in a sustainable manner, whereas Madam already said that there is a need-based system, not the grid-based system. And I'm sure that it will work. This planning process, which Vigyan Bharati is doing, with my 4 colleagues who are here to talk on that, I'm sure we have a lot of things to brainstorm today on, and there is a very exciting session I'm looking at. I welcome you once again to this. I'm so happy that environment has been made a parameter. Without that, a smart city cannot exist. When you look at the resources and the natural resources, which water as one resource, air as another resource, solid as another, as well as earth as a resource, which is a major resource, minerals inside that, critical zone system that we need to manage, and all this science which we have to bring in into planning process, in the thought process for developing smart cities. Land is not the only criteria. Sustainability of land and it's also ecosystem service is also a criteria. If you look at that, I'm sure you will see that there is a dream of smart cities will come through. I take this opportunity now to start this session with the permission of the House here, and we'll start with the keynote from Dr. Shyam Asolekar, and I'm sure that it will be very exciting to hear him on this particular topic. I welcome Dr. Shyam Asolekar here.
Good morning to everybody. I have titled my presentation deliberately as the strategies for transitioning to the sustainable futures. And I'm sure you will agree with me that the initiative and efforts in the direction of building smart cities is precisely in that direction. Syllabus is too large. We have had some of the excellent presentations yesterday, and enough has been talked about smart cities. Yesterday, I had an opportunity to discuss with about 35 people in a breakaway session in the evening, where we tried to understand what are the correlates of smartness of a city and how we individually see it. And I must humbly tell you that some of the things that the people participating in interaction gave were so to the point and brilliant that at least I would have not been able to sit in a chair and articulate so many points in one go, which they have done. So I was trying to be slightly selfish yesterday, and we circulated one small sheet to every individual in the interaction, and requested the people to write one or two important points that they consider would be important to incorporate in the smart city, so that the smart city movement goes really in smart direction. And I had requested them to focus more importantly ecology and environment related correlates, because smart city means so many things to so many people, and all of those things will have to be incorporated if you really would like to bring smart city ideas in reality. So here is the categorization or the bundling of ideas which came forward, which I am going to present to you first, which basically is the punchline of my presentation, because I really don't think that I will go any way beyond what so many people told